Hey, what's going on, everybody? Ryan Newpel here, Noob Sports Show. Welcome to episode 146 of this show. We're super excited to have each of you here. As you can tell, I'm in a little different environment than I normally am, but that's okay. It's still the same old show. I'm here to bring you information, entertainment, talking anything we can in the sports betting slash iGaming space. And today we have a really special guest with us. I'm super excited to talk to this gentleman and just understand a little bit about what makes him tick. And he's in a space that I think a bunch of you are going to enjoy. So before we get to my guest for today, I want to set a few ground rules. Hey, if you're watching this live, please ask questions, make comments. We see those live right here. We're going to bring those up. We're going to put them in front of the guest. We're going to put the guest on the spot with some questions. So if you have those, please bring those to us and we will make sure those get addressed. All right. Without further ado, I'm going to bring on our special guest, Cristian Robalino of SBC. Cristian, are you with me?
Hi, Ryan. Good. I'm with you.
Hey, thanks for joining me, my friend. How you doing today?
Doing great. It's a sunny day in Connecticut, so can't complain.
There you go. It's a little cold in Florida, which is kind of weird saying that. It's a little chilly in Florida today, but it's probably still a little warmer than up in Connecticut, I'm assuming.
Yeah. It's starting. We're starting to feel it, especially in the morning walks and things like that. You feel the freeze, early freeze.
Yeah. So Cristian, so you're new to SBC. How long have you been working with SBC? Give us that background first. It hasn't been too long, right?
Yeah. I started with SBC in about May
Okay.
or June of this year. My background came from marketing. Obviously, I lead the marketing for the Americas for SBC.
Yep.
But my background has always been marketing and trade shows, specifically conferences, exhibitions, events of that nature, festivals. So I kind of bring that experience to the table for SBC.
Really, really cool. So what's your background? I mean, you say you're in marketing and all of that, but what brought you, from where you were to where you are today? What's in between there? What kind of roles have you had? What kind of things have always interested you?
I've always had an interest for marketing. As soon as I hit my first marketing 101 course back in college, I knew it immediately that's what I wanted to follow. Just being able to be creative, utilizing data and analytics just to figure out the best way to message something or sell a product or service. It just always kind of stuck with me, and the psychology behind it as well was something that was really impactful for earlier in my career, right? So the decisions on what I was going to do for a living, right? But as I started my career, I worked on a smaller company called Tea Time Watch. We basically sold tea times online, and it was one of the very early stages of what booking tea times online was like. So we were one of the first companies that did that, and unluckily, our competitor got purchased by Golf Now, by the Golf Channel, Golf Now, which just ended up booming and kind of
Yeah.
broke off the company. But after that, I decided to. Part of what we did there was go to events, go to the PGA show, and go to trade shows and
Yep.
get familiar with the space, the individuals,
Mhm.
the brands, the companies, and the people behind everything that was golf related. But I always enjoyed that aspect. So when I moved on to my next job and career, I pursued that conferences, events, because I already was familiar with that, participating on them. And honestly, I started working with Reed Exhibitions about 2010 or so.
Okay. Okay.
Reed Exhibitions is one of the largest trade show companies in the world. So I kind of slowly worked my way through the rankings, working as a marketing associate, doing the nitty gritty, and then a marketing manager and marketing director. So worked on a lot of different events, from fashion, brands and clothing, to the Comic Cons. New York Comic Con is one of the big ones that Reed ran.
Mm,
And
wow.
even touched upon Global Gaming Expo. So I was working for that event for a couple of years, and back then it was the early stages of what we're seeing now, right, in the industry and what's
Hmm.
happening. It
Hmm.
was this whole online gaming and what's going to happen in New Jersey, and it was way before any of it took off. So it was interesting times, that always stuck with me as well. And obviously now with SBC, having that background and also that interest in this space, just it's just the worlds colliding to make it the perfect match for my interest and fulfilling this role.
That's really awesome. And that brings you to where you are today, the VP of Marketing of Americas for SBC. Let's get into SBC and this company, I've had nothing but respect for since I've really been in this industry and understood who they were, went to a couple of their events, really had a great time, really. They just put on just a first class experience with everything that they do, from the parties to the events to the networking, everything about it. And so I'm sure you're loving your time there. Let's jump right in. I mean, you got a huge event coming up, here in end of November, November 30th
Yeah,
slash
next week.
December 2nd, right?
Yeah, exactly. Next week, our pre-registration event will be Tuesday night. So we'll actually kick off with a player protection symposium that we're partnering up with Epic on Tuesday night. It's an invite-only event, a really small gathering of C-suite level individuals in the space. But then we'll turn that event into our pre-registration and networking party for that evening. And then people can start coming in, collecting their badges. The whole reg process that in the mornings can be a little bit busy. And then we'll head right into the event on Wednesday and Thursday, which will be full days of, like you said, conference sessions, exhibition floor, networking, meeting with individuals, which is really what we're all about, right? We're about helping businesses grow. We're about connecting the dots, making those connections, and facilitating business opportunities. That's really what it boils down to. So I think next week's event is going to be it's just phenomenal, honestly. It's based on our first event, which was Betting on Sports America back in 2019. So we've added the iGaming element to it, and that's the name change. But honestly, the root of it all, it's sports betting, and that's where the majority of the content is and what you're going to be seeing. But online gaming is really something that we're supporting a lot of, and you'll see throughout the event.
And what I think you guys do such an amazing job with, from my experiences, is putting together that combination of learning with entertainment with networking, right? You can really get the best of all three worlds. If you're there to learn about the industry, you have an unbelievable lineup of speakers. I mean, maybe touch on some of the speakers that are going to be there. Your sessions, you have sessions all through the day on Wednesday and Thursday, different tracks that people can go to depending on what they want to learn. I think the learning piece, and a lot of people overlook this because they come to really just meet people and network, when I think you can really get a lot out of the learning if you're there to learn. So speak a little bit about that piece of it.
Yeah. Well, basically, we're going to have it's a top notch. And talking to our conference team, it's one of the best lineups we've assembled, not just in North America, because it's one of the newer events, but across the world. We hold events in Barcelona, in Malta, in London, and we're really proud of the speaker lineup. Some of the keynotes and players that are going to be speaking at the events will be Soo Kim, who's the chairman of board of directors at Bally's Corporation, Bill Miller, who's the president and CEO of the AGA, Jan Jones Blackhurst, board member of Caesar Entertainment. You're going to see a lot of C-suite level individuals, a lot of CEOs, a lot of chief risk officers and operating officers. It's really going to be an event that, from the speaker lineup perspective, top notch, top level, and the topics are what's happening now, not only what's happening now, what's happening in the future, as well as all these different markets open up. Not just in the U.S. but Canada. Obviously, that's a hot topic that's out there.
And then, so on top of all the learning that you can do, the sessions, if anybody hasn't been to one of these events, I mean, the show floor, I call it the show floor, right, where there's booths and tents and people is always buzzing at your events. It's always just such a good time, and you can meet people, and people are so open to having those discussions just right on the spot. And so I personally love that piece of it, where I can just go and I can see people that are in the industry and go right up to them and talk to them and understand what they're doing. And I really truly think you make a lot of business. For those of us in business, you can make a lot of business just right there, because you have tons of businesses that have paid to be sponsors and have booths and things like that at your event. So maybe speak a little bit to that piece of it as well.
Yeah. We pride ourselves in giving that experience, right? I think we do it, for me, better than most events, especially in this industry as well. We provide an all-inclusive experience, which means everything from your tickets to the conference sessions to having access to the show floor, but also breakfast, lunch included, drinks, networking drinks, and access to those networking parties that I mentioned earlier is really what separates us. We just provide. You don't have to worry about anything. Everything is going to be included. You just have to pay your ticket, and you're pretty much set for the entire 3 days, really. We're going to have, like I mentioned, we're going to have that pre-reg event party on Tuesday night at the 4040 Club. On Wednesday, we're going to have an evening of the ceremony of Hall of Fame. So we're inducting 5 individuals into that, as well as the party. So it'll be at MetLife Stadium at the coaches box. People are going to actually be able to throw a football, catch a touchdown. So we're going to have access to the field. It's going to be a fun event as well. So nice Instagrammable moments as well that night. And then the last evening, we're going to have our SBC Awards North America ceremony. So that's going to recognize and award individuals and companies in our industry that have gone above and beyond. And that's going to be in the Edison Ballroom, and the same night as our closing night party, which is all about making those connections and kind of in a relaxed environment. Which it's all business in the mornings and afternoons, and then you get into those evenings. And it's just a different type of relationship building.
That's awesome. That's great. Hey, you're getting some comments here. Rodney says, agreed. This speaker lineup's incredible for anyone in this space. Love it. Rachel has a question for you. Rachel says, is this event for newbies to the industry? So meaning, is this just for your experienced professionals in this industry, or what about somebody that's just looking to break in or just learn about the industry?
Honestly, it's I would say for both, for any type of individual that's in this industry, in the sports betting or iGaming industry, right? We have all different types of content that'll make it suitable for anyone to really attend. We're launching this event called First Pitch, which is a competition of launch startup companies that are competing in front of a panel of judges for a price package worth over $90,000 or so. Pretty good investment. 2 companies are actually investing $25,000 each into it. So it's going to be a fun experience. People are going to learn, what companies are out there, exciting companies at that. So there's a little bit of everything for everyone, even investor types. And, we are pretty much the ecosystem for this event in this industry, right? You have suppliers, you have operators, affiliates, you have the regulators and government officials. Everyone that's in the industry in one way or another tied in, it's pretty much tackles the entire ecosystem, like I said.
That's really cool. Really appreciate the question, Rachel. Thank you so much. Rodney has another question for you, and this one's a little off topic, so I'm going to put you on the spot here. It's not off topic, but it's something that I think you'll enjoy. Cristian, what's the coolest event you've ever been a part of, in your opinion? And you can't use this upcoming one. We know it's going to be the coolest one, but let's say in your past, in your history, what's the coolest event you've been a part of?
Yeah, this one's it's gonna be up there, honestly. But I worked on this event called Complex Con. I was part of the team that launched it back in it's gonna be like 5 years now. But called Complex Con. It was an event that was a cultural collusion of just everything fun and cool in the industry. It was fashion. You had food trucks. You had a festival. You had concerts. Who was one of our? I think it was Kid Cudi was one of the first ones that performed.
Yeah,
and we had a lot of different artists, but that was a really cool event. It took everything from like a New York Comic Con and just made it for the cool kids.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, when we ask that same question in 2 weeks, we know what the answer will be. It'll be like SBC Summit North America 2021 was by far.
Exactly.
It has potential to be up there, I think, correct?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like I said, the experience is really what makes it that awesome.
Awesome. Cool, Cristian. Well, if people wanted to come to the event, maybe they already have their tickets, maybe they don't. I know of ways to get them those tickets, but give them your 2 cents on how they can get these tickets for the SBC Summit North America.
Yeah, people can just go to sbcevents.com. It'll not just give you information for this upcoming event in North America next week, taking place in New Jersey, November 30th through the 2nd, but also our entire lineup for next year as well. So like I said earlier, we're going to have events in Barcelona, in Miami as well, and a few others, obviously. So sbcevents.com is where you can learn more about all of our events and also get those tickets for North America.
Well, I hope to see you there, Cristian. I'll definitely be there. And guess what? Hey, guess what? December 2nd is my birthday. So I'm thinking Wednesday night heading into midnight. That'll be my birthday checkpoint. So I'm going to be excited to be partying at the Meadowlands with you guys on Wednesday night.
I can't wait. We'll celebrate there. We'll have a few drinks there.
Awesome. Well, Cristian, I really appreciate you being here. Everybody that attended and listened to this and asked questions, thank you so much. Really encourage you to think about heading to this conference or other conferences in the future that SBC puts on. We'll continue to cover them here as well and go from there. Any last words for the audience, Cristian, or anything else you want to say?
I'll see you all there. I hope everyone can make it, everyone that's watching this.
Awesome. I appreciate you being here. Until, I guess, a week and a half. We'll see you then. Stay safe.
Thanks, Ryan. See ya.
All right. That was Cristian Robalino of SBC, VP of Marketing for the Americas. Super excited for this event coming up in November. Hopefully you are too. I'll be there. So if you are going to be at this event, please make sure you message me, find me. I'd love to connect with you, say hello to you sometime Wednesday or Thursday morning. I definitely would love to say hello to you. So if you're going to be there, make sure you message me. And it's going to be a great event. It's just going to be first class in every way. So thank you again for tuning in. I'm Ryan Newpel, Noob Sports Show. Until next time, everybody stay safe. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.